Here we go. Yes, that is that is most awkward. I must confess. There's always something that goes wrong per stream. This time the microphone wasn't connected, so there's that. Hey guys, happy Saturday! Star Wars story here. I thought I'd try something a little bit different because most of my subscribers are based in America, and whenever I do a live stream, it's all to British time. So I thought, since I can't sleep, I would try one a little bit later. Although I am exhausted already, so I'm gonna make this a short and sweet, 30 minutes kind of vibe. Although we'll probably go over. Uh, Hey, Devon, how you doing, buddy? I was, it's funny. I was saying so much to you, Devon, but the mic wasn't working. I hope you. I'm surprised you're awake, but I hope you're doing. Hope you're doing good. Um, the thing that you want me to help you with, I'm waiting for our third-partied pal who has not got back to me yet. So that's kind of on standstill, unfortunately. But the moment he messages me, I'll keep you posted, my friend. Um, yeah. What? Let's see. Yeah, I just kind of thought like, I thought I'll try a later live stream for once. I don't happen to be doing anything this Saturday, and I just screw it. I mean, it's interesting. It's like when is the best day to do a live stream? I think personally, it's in the week. Because somebody pointed this out to me, like, everyone does think like, well, most social people, and I guess I'm not, but most social people go out late on Fridays and Saturdays, so they're the worst days. So I need to, I need to, I need to sort of condition myself to start doing these within the week. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so I look forward to your edit, man. Definitely. Um, I've been editing all day, and it's absolutely exhausted me. That's what I've been doing. What a waste of a life. I've spent all of my Friday trying to do this one edit, and it's not even anything exciting. It's just a comparison edit, so making sure the clips are all lined up and in sync and they fit in the screen perfectly. But I've kind of ran into problems and stuff. But most of it's done. I'm sure tomorrow I'll upload it. uh Hang on, let me read it. But I think best to delete the stream or private it in case it's 30 minutes. uh what do you mean, my friend? I don't know what I don't know what you're referring to. Why should I'm sorry. I have dyslexia, so I always misinterpret what messages mean. Could you expand? Could you elaborate? What do you mean by I should private it? Is there anything you didn't want me? Did I say something I shouldn't have? Um, I just Um, I don't know. If I'm digging a hole, let me know, my friend. But yeah, no, I was just going to do a short and sweet, live stream. No particular motive, just just to chill, see who's about, who isn't living their best life on this this weekend. Uh, Oh, that's good. That's good, man. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Because I always tend to like Freudian slip things. So I thought I breached some kind of confidentiality. But I hope you're doing well. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, there isn't. There really isn't. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine with me. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not. Hey, movies remastered. What is up? What's up, G? It's funny. Like, the only people. It's funny. I've done this stream a lot later because most of my subscribers are American, but the only comments I'm seeing are the British boys at the moment. So there's How ironic. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, movies remastered. That is a fan editor you want to subscribe to. Definitely, definitely. Oh, you know what I need? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it, but I should. I should add music because I think that's one. That's one of the things that uh, this thing's missing. Is music, and I'm gonna also increase the speed of talking just to give him a bit of life. Uh, Anakin Skywalker. Hey, that's good. The chosen one's here, everybody. Uh, that's great. And yeah, Devon, you can send me some samples, send me some more samples because I like exploring my options, and I love synthesizers. That's what they used for Vader and Kenobi, and things. What we need is music. How do I add music? Da, da, da. Let's see, audio input, audio output. Oh, you know what? It'll probably. I think I know how to do it. But the question is, what do I play? Do I have any royalty? Free mu. Oh, you know what? I know what to do. Check this out. Check this out. Uh, royalty free music. Let me see if this works. Okay, hang on. Now I want to see if this works. Can you guys hear that okay? Can you guys hear the music? Is it too loud? Is it too actually I'll check on my phone. Yeah. Now I want to see if this works. Or maybe you can't. I could. Can you guys? Yep. Can you guys hear that? Okay. Can you guys hear the music? Yeah, there you go. Some music. The worst thing is I'm unable to hear it, so I don't know if it sounds good or sounds annoying, but it's cool, nice. Yeah, I need to start implementing music more. Like I really gotta. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good to have you. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. We've got Anakin Skywalker. I can't really see his profile pic. Oh, actually, I'm zooming in. It looks like a woman. A woman on the profile pic. Is it a Star Wars character, or is it just an ordinary lady? Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, it's loud. Okay. Maybe. How's that sound? How are we sounding now? All good? All good in the hood? That's what I think. Let me see. The Bad Batch. What a really good couple episodes we had. That was yeah, the return of a central character. See, I don't mind that character coming back as long as it makes more sense within the story. But when he returned in the sequels, it was just lazy. But you know what I was thinking about just before I started this live stream? Let's say I purchased Star Wars. Let's say I win the Powerball, the jackpot, the Euro Millions, whatever you want to call it. Let's say I win the lottery, and then I bet everything on the luckiest horse, and I quintuple my count. Basically, I'm a multi-billionaire. Okay, let's say I've just robbed all the banks. Okay, I knock on Disney's door and I say I want to buy Star Wars for $8 billion. To me, that's well, actually no. It would probably cost him so much. Probably cost me so much more now, and it's quite naive thinking. Look, the point is, I become friends with Mickey Mouse, and in his will, he leaves me the rights to Star Wars. What would I what would I do? Would I scrap the sequels and pretend they never were? No, I wouldn't. Even though I'm not happy with them, I would. It's like, a lot of people worked on them, and it's like part of their lives, and it's like it's kind of childish to pretend they never existed. And also, it was like Carrie Fisher's final performance and things. So, yeah, you know what I do? I would have Star Wars continue, none of this reboot stuff. But what I would do is I would start pumping out films, not necessarily Disney Plus series, but I would do films that take place in between the Skywalker saga movies, just to sort of ease things along and make things make more sense. So, for instance, I would love to do a film between episodes 8 and 9, and that film would have Finn first realise he's force sensitive. It would have Kylo ruling over the galaxy as Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and it would be him, even though he's taken over, he would, whilst Rey's training with Leia, Kylo would start sensing that there's something rising, and and then he, the whole film he tries to investigate it, and it just sort of, it's much nicer padding for Palpatine coming back. I mean, personally, I don't think he should have come back, but because they've gone that way, I'd love to sort of make it less last minute, So yeah, I think that would be awesome, and also, perhaps we could watch Luke's journey in the Netherworld, or I don't know if they even have forms in the Netherworld. I don't know, or perhaps some other force sensitive kids around. I don't know. It's a lot to work with, but just something to slot in between the films. Maybe the whole story takes place around one battle, just like the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace revolves around the Battle of Naboo, and it's fine. There's enough going on there. So I would love to do that. I'd love to do a in-between film taking place between 8 and 9. I would also like to do a Clone Wars movie. I think there should be a Clone Wars movie showing Anakin's rise in power and like his struggle with his dark tendencies. Again, the reason being the prequels didn't do a good job of portraying why it was so easy for him to not only join the dark side, but kill younglings in the space of 10 minutes, But so if we that's one thing the prequels failed to do. They failed to show the dark side unhinge someone who's not quite there yet. So this is what I mean. Look, obviously, when Anakin fights Obi-Wan and Mustafar, he looks unstable. His eyes aren't even, and he's like, you underestimate my power, and that's why he loses, because he's not, he's not used to channeling all this darkness and things like that. But in the Clone Wars 3D show, there were these great moments where you see him snap out of those delusions, those dark side delusions, and he sort of comes back to his senses like, wait, what was I doing? Sort of like that. And I feel like that's the one thing the prequels never really emphasized. So I'd like to. I haven't heard from Ryan in a while. He takes a while. He has. I just think maybe he checks his email once a week or something. That's not me slagging him off, but I'm just being honest. That's my personal relationship with him. You know, he's probably got a lot on his plate. I don't know. But I haven't spoken to him in a while. Um, let's see. Let's see. But yeah, I've been editing like crazy today. I'm trying to, you know what? I don't usually like to do this. I don't usually like to, I don't like to re-upload edits I've done in the past, because I always find it annoying that there's like two versions floating about, if that makes sense, because I feel like the old one distracts audiences from the new one. On the only times I've ever re-uploaded an edit, if there's like a really bad blatant mistake in it that needs correcting, and then I keep the original, because it's like it's proof of concept, and there's like the date it's been submitted. But yeah, I'm going to have to re-upload my Jabba hologram edit, because there's a couple blunders in there which, you know, I didn't realise until you know, these past couple of days. And also all the nice constructive feedback I got from people about the lighting and the transparency. So I've taken that on board, and we'll see what I can do. So I should be re-uploading that soon. But your ideas. If you're referring to his lines with Obi-Wan when they first meet, I have actually spoke to him about that. Was that, if it was anything else, you're gonna have to remind me, because I've got the brain of a sieve. But yeah. I always like it when people have ideas, and you know, if it's something I've truly never, that I'm not working on or have done already, then you know, I make it I always endeavor to credit people, because it's like they've confided something in me, you know. So it's cool. I hope to get a lot of uploading done either today or tomorrow. Get a load of stuff. Oh, that. Oh, I begging your pardon. I haven't chased him on that, because I'm so behind everything else that I don't want to um oh, that's weird. Guys, yeah, so I haven't managed to do that one yet, because I'm not fully convinced what I want to do with that yet. But you know, there's something there in that. And if I do get round to that, then you'll definitely get, you know, you're like the sole ideas man for that. Is Jedi Survivor out at the moment? Um is that game out now? Because I think Red Sun has commented on it. Let's see, Jedi Survivor release date. Yeah, 28th of April. We've got a while to go. How does this guy know? How does Red Sun know that the stormtroopers sorry, that the super battle droids in that game you know, sound weird, because Red Sun is a very talented voice actor who I subscribe to, and he's in the mic. Yeah, he's lent his voice to the micro series canon edits that I'm working on, and we've collaborated on this and that as well. So he's put a community post saying, the only bad thing I can say about Jedi Survivor so far is the voice for the super battle droids. I don't know what that was, but they do not sound like super battle droids at all. I hope that's just a test voice or a voice variation of the super battle droid, because all the other droids sound how they're supposed to. How do they know? Am I missing something? Do I have to? I'm going to YouTube this. Jedi Survivor. Was there like a sneak peek? Was there a demo people could play? Let me have a look. Okay. I don't know. I don't know where the Super Battle Droids. Jedi Survivor, Super Battle Droids. Let's see. There's one clip. Right, the B1. Right, so the Super Battle Droid. Sorry, the B1 Battle Droids sound normal. The Helium ones. But the Supers, I want to hear what those clankers sound like. Oh look, and there's even my, I've typed in Super Battle Droids. What comes up? My own video where I lowered the pitch in Revenge of the Sith, and I must pat myself on the back. I think I did a good job there. But yeah, no, it's so funny. You know what? Even though it's quite late for me, it's actually quite early for my American listeners, because they are at least, well, half of them are like 8 hours behind, I believe. So if it's nearly 1 o'clock, I'm really bad at maths. So hang on, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So it's like 5, 6, 7, something like that in the US of A. So yeah, it's like early evening. Everyone's probably still like going out and stuff, or getting ready to go out. One of my Discord followers and possible subscriber, Mr. Jorgsen Den Dansketosse, I can't even pronounce that name. I apologize, Jorgsen. He's done a video called Super Battle Droids voice comparison. This guy makes tons of videos of different voice actors inhabiting the same role. So if you want to ever compare the Palpatines, compare the droid voices, compare the Kenobis, you subscribe to Jorgsen. I think the name is Dutch. Devrin Hassan, my #1 fan and man, says, "Oh, and Clay Decker, yo, welcome to the party. The party of, I want to say 3? Is there 3 of us? I don't know. Welcome. Devon says, you know, for the canon edit on Mune List and Hypori, the B2 battle droids should have their voice from the Republic Commando video game. You know what? Do they ever talk? I don't think they ever talk in the micro series. I might be able to incorporate some lines, but I guess I've been more focused on redubbing characters that already talk rather than the silent but deadly ones. That doesn't mean I won't add Super Battle Droid noises, but I'm not going to make them as conversational as I can, if that makes sense. Because sometimes those silent moments are quite nice. Like, for instance, I saw one. I'm not going to name names. You all know who I'm referring to, though. I saw Skippy's edit of when the Super Battle Droids looked down at the premature bomb, and it was like, what's that? From Revenge of the Sith, and I really thought that was a nice touch. Skippy did a very good job. So that was funny, and I have considered that, but I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. At the moment, I'm not too worried about Super Battle Droids yet, and things. What am I going to do? I'm going to spam the. No one's really. It's just it's only us 3 tonight, but I'm always going to play it safe. I'm going to share the donation link because I always need support. Speaking of which, I suppose the thing is, for those that donate, they always get updates as soon as there's been a development in the project, and I have been for the most part doing that, although things gone a bit silent at the moment. I'll go more in depth with this maybe tomorrow. I think I'll have a meeting tomorrow, but we got more people potentially joining the team, which I'll announce. So that's good. More hands on deck means a quicker yield. So I'm very excited. Very excited. Two people watching. You know what? In theory, I should be finishing in 4 minutes, but I'll wait till the hour, unless things really skyrocket, which they have. Now we've got 4 people. It's so funny. I have all these subscribers, but it's like I think a lot of people aren't used to me doing these things live, and yeah, they just look at. And I totally get it. You know, I'm just some weird nerdy British voice. But people just want the fan edits, so I will endeavour to get those out, because those are the the source of the channel. Oh, that'd be a good name for a Star Wars channel, Star Wars Sauce. You know, but it's spelled SAUCE, like a condiment. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, your source of your source of Star Wars sauce, or you know, Star Wars sauce. How about that? That'd be a good name. Oh god, I think one of the cleverest YouTube Star Wars names for a channel I've seen is there's this. Oh, if I just lost the music there, there you go. There's this female. Who has a talking YouTube channel for Star Wars, and she calls it Leia's Lair, you know, so, or Leia's Lair, depending how you pronounce it. But you know what I mean. It's like Leia's base, Leia's dwelling, Leia's Lair. So that's a snazzy name, Leia's Lair, or Lair's Lair. You get the point. Good for her. I am a sucker for either good advertisement or good snazzy names. In fact, sometimes I build things around a snazzy name, even if there's no idea yet. I'm always like coming up with names for fictional companies, which I'll never run, but there you go. Clay Decker says, I noticed something about music in the 2D Clone Wars. It feels kind of stripped down, if that makes sense. It also feels as if it were made in a computer and not by an orchestra. Dude, exactly my thoughts. Exactly my thoughts. I've had a real sort of crisis in regards to how I'm going to handle the music for my Clone Wars microseries edit, because on the one hand, I am really tempted to just, find I've always been a fan of recycling well-known Star Wars tracks, and by reusing them for completely new scenes, you sort of repurpose them, and I've always been a fan of that. So part of me wants to do that because it will make the series sound richer and more authentic and things. But the other part of me feels like maybe as part of the fun and the challenge, I should make the music sound lesser and more of a cheap TV cartoon cover rather than from the movies, because that way it might sound like it originated from the microseries. So those are my two minds on it, but I completely get what you mean. The microseries sounds like a cheap tribute than the thing. So, and you know what's funny? The microseries uses both new cover songs and original songs. They use the music. They use Across the Stars or whatever it's called from Attack of the Clones when Anakin marries Padme. So they use that for the start of the Clone Wars microseries, and but when it comes to things like Duel of the Fates, that is a cheap cover version, and you can hear the difference. So I don't know whether I swap everything out for movie soundtracks, or if I try to make all the music sound like their covers, but a bit more richer, if that makes sense. So that's I've got a lot to think about there, but I have noticed when I'm looking at it on my editing suite. I totally notice it's a funny thing. What did I just watch before? I just watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and that that was. I think it was. I mean, first of all, I think it's a good film. I literally just watched it this evening, so it's all fresh. It's a good film, and it's got some good world building because things have expanded now. I've never really been a comic book guy, so I'm sure the villain in it is well known in the Marvel comics. New to me. I think it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. But one thing I love is they did well. Actually, one thing I was expecting was a CGI Chadwick Boseman. Mainly because Disney seemed to be doing that all the time with like characters in Star Wars, for instance. They made CGI Tarkin and CGI Leia, and then they recycled Carrie Fisher's scenes as well, and they recycled young Mark Hamill's scenes. So I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't do that. And I think that's great. It doesn't. Yeah, it's like the first time they've paid tribute without, crossing a line. I think it's decent. Yeah, exactly. I think Duel of the Fates is where I noticed as well that the micro series soundtrack is far inferior to John Williams' thing. So yeah, I think I'll play around when the time comes. I will play a round and things. But yeah, music, that's another thing. Music isn't even too much compared to all the other stuff I gotta worry about, like frame by frame color correcting characters, drawing new images, cropping out old ones, changing the backgrounds, fixing visual continuity errors. I think the music and audio that's like the least. That's the least tricky. Swapping out character lines for things. There is a possibility that for some of the chapters or some of the episode, whatever, I might have the audio entirely like swapped out with my own, because I might find it easier to redub a character and rescore the scene and add droid sound effects. It might be easier if I just take out the old and replace it. You never know. So I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but it's a strong possibility. What do you guys think of my ugly thumbnail? I always do this now. I try and find nerdy people on the internet to exemplify myself. It's like these are my avatars, So this poor acne-ridden kid from the 90s, I assume the 80s or 90s, wearing braces and glasses. That's poor bastard. What's funny though? I bet he looks handsome now. Like most nerdy people become swans. Like the ugly ducklings become the most handsome swan. Whoever my thumbnail is tonight, I hope you're happy and healthy and well and have lived a good, nice, honourable life. And I bet you're a supermodel, a handsome hunk with a beautiful, gorgeous wife. That's what that's what I predict. And this is something, According to my phone, I'm looking at my channel icon. It's got a red sort of circle around it, and the reason that's happening is because I'm live. Does it have to be red? Because I would like a yellow one if possible. You know, I'd really like a yellow one. I'll have to see. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, it's a good film. I'm glad I watched it. It's very sad, obviously, because of those that can no longer be in it. Let's see. It's you know what's really let's see. Wow, it's you know, Star Wars Analyst is a Star Wars Analyst is a guy who he's taking archived footage from the prequels. Well, actually, all of the original 6, like deleted lightsaber fights in front of like green screens or on sets, and he's sort of cleaning them up and adding them. You know, he's turning them into better looking deleted scenes. He's like, the lightsabers that were literally sticks or poles, he's now added the beams back on, and it's cool. And I think if you pay for his channel, or well, I say pay for his channel. If you join, because some YouTube channels give you that join option, you get to see this original short he's done of Grievous versus Shaq T during the Siege of Coruscant. But there was, Nick Gillard, Nick Gillard, who is the guy who actually uploads all these film clips in the first place. He was on an interview with Star Wars Theory, and he said that Star Wars Analyst nicks his things without permission and pretends like that he himself has sourced all these clips. And Nick, has had a bit of a falling out with him because, Star Wars Analyst is quite, he says analysts have been quite rude to him, telling him to, go die and shit like that. So I was like, God damn, that sucks. But I think Analyst has just done another content post, and he's actually acknowledged Nick's contribution this time by sharing what I assume is a dated text between them, because I don't think they're on good terms. So if they've patched things up or made amends, good for them. But one of my pet peeves as a fan editor is don't steal someone's idea or even their footage without some sort of nod or acknowledgement, and things like that, either in the description or on the video itself. And as I've sort of learned how this thing works and I try harder, I always had if I'm using Star Wars Revisited's footage, I'll either put it in the thumbnail or in the description, or the last time I did it, I put a watermark of a watermark saying Star Wars Revisited, so people would look for stuff. So I think fan editors need to do the same. Clay Decker still remembers me dressing up in my motion capture Snoke at Star Wars Celebration. Yes. If you guys want to see what this pasty-faced nerd truly looks like, that it's on my channel somewhere. Supreme Leader broke my Supreme Leader Snoke cosplay at the Star Wars Celebration, and stuff like that. That was a great. I loved every moment of it. I didn't get to see Andy Serkis, which sucks, and I'd love to, because I'd love to be a motion capture actor, so that would be awesome. I hopefully, touch wood, I might be able to attend this Star Wars celebration this year, possibly. Depending on scheduling, I might be able to go in London, because it's been nearly a decade since it was last in Britain, so it seems a shame not to utilize it. Hey, Ryan Golden, the #1 Darth Vader like voice impressionist I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Absolutely outstanding. The next James Earl Jones, I swear to God. My dream is for Ryan Golden to get so big and popular that he just no longer has time for the little people, you know? I was like, the moment Ryan's rates are too much for me to afford, I know he's made it, and I'll be so proud of my boy. And yeah, so Ryan, good to have you, man. Thank you for your work. The last edit we've been working on, it's like done, but the problem is the problem is Disney keeps blocking the video because it just recognizes the film. So you know, tomorrow I'll try to re-upload what you've just done. Yeah, Ryan, I'll email you actually because yeah, I want to find an app. Like I want you to get off your bloody email and find some kind of app we can communicate on. It wouldn't be all the time, but I hate finding bloody emails. I've got so many people who want me, you know, want to contact you through me. So yeah, man, I'd love. We'll have to have like schedule a call or something. I'm not really a phone guy myself, but oh, I don't know. We'll have to shoot the shit. I've a load of concepts to throw at you, so people so I can give people answers. But anyway, yeah. So the Ryan Golden voiceover. Hopefully I will get that out at some point tomorrow or Monday. Once I've figured out the YouTube blocking issue. What I had to do actually for most of it, every time I upload this new Darth Vader edit I've done with Ryan, there's like a new section of the video that gets blocked, and then I'll make amendments to it and I'll re-upload it, and then that section's fine, but a new section is suddenly blocked. It's almost like, you know, if the automatic scanning software, if whatever software they use to pick up films that are making its way on YouTube, if it can't find copyrighted clips, it search harder, if that makes sense. So let's say for the 2/3 of our edit, it doesn't recognize anything anymore, which means it's now focused on the final third, if that makes sense. So anyway, I continuously fight the powers that be. I personally think the video shouldn't be blocked because we've made so much changes and alterations to it that that it should be, you know, like an actor. It should be considered a parody almost, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough, Ryan, fair enough. Yeah, I've had some, just from the top of my head, one of the ideas one of my subscribers would love to do next, because, you know, they love your work so much, is to redub Vader in The Force Unleashed, because they saw what you could do in Rogue One, and they want to start putting you in other media. I personally don't mind this as an edit idea. It's just not it's not on top of my priority list, as I'm so late with all my others. But yeah, no, we'll do some. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a lot of cool stuff, man. If I'm not mistaken, Ryan also does some other characters too. I think you do a. If I'm not mistaken, and you have to tell me if I'm thinking of the wrong person, but don't you do like a kick-ass Palpatine as well? A good Ian McDiarmid? Or McDermott, is it? Yeah, I think it's Diarmid. Anyway, yeah, he does a good Ian, which I think I heard it and I was blown away at the time. I could be wrong. What was I going to say? I actually saw Ian McDiarmid live last year in Manchester, England. One of the most amazing experiences of my life. Imagine being in a very small theatre. It wasn't even like fully booked. Small theatre. There's probably less than 10 people in the audience. And the Emperor performs a 1 hour, no, not 1 hour, but a one man show playing two characters, showing emotions that he never shows in the movies, you know, crying, sorrow, and saying the C word. To me, that is the most amazing thing I have ever witnessed. The Emperor laughing and referring to someone as a C-U-N-T. It was just amazing, man. I didn't get to meet him afterwards, you know, like, I think he was trying to stay away from people because of COVID, but, oh man, that would have been awesome. I would, well, because, you know, I gave him a standing ovation at the end, and he looked in my direction, but I can't, you know, he probably didn't see me because the lights were behind me, but, oh man, I wanted to shake his hand and say, you know, a lot of people forget what a thespian he is, you know, he's fantastic. Clay Decker, Clanker, that should be your name, Clanker. That's what they call droids, isn't it? Anyway, Clay Decker says, I noticed something about Anakin in the Kenobi show. It's almost like Hayden is trying to mind Matt Lanter's version and his own together. His natural voice almost sounds closer to Matt's voice now. Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. So first of all, you could be right. I know for a fact that Hayden has met Matt because I've seen photos of them together. It's quite nice, and he, you know, Hayden watched what his character got up to in the Clone Wars, so it's great. But I think there's another reason. Well, look, I'm not, you know, this sounds like an insult. Sounds like an insult, but look, people, when the prequels came out, mocked Hayden relentlessly because of his voice, especially, you know, like, you know, there's a video on YouTube where it sums him up going, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm torn, I'm confused, I'm frustrated, and things like that. And you know, people mock his stale voice. And I gotta be honest, I've seen him in other films, and I'm not saying his voice was as stale, but there's definitely a theme there, you know? But having said that, he can also be more emotional in his voice. I mean, you heard it when he becomes Vader in Revenge of the Sith, when he's screaming, I hate you, or you turned her against me, things like that. More emotion. And I believe the reason we're hearing a more emotion-filled Hayden in Star Wars now is the fact that he's playing Vader, and Vader is allowed to act on his emotions. He's allowed, yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He's constantly full of fear, anger, and hate 24/7. He can't relinquish that for a second. He is full of malice, and you know, that's how the Sith use the Force, through emotion. Whereas the Jedi, on the other hand, try their hardest to disconnect, to stay emotionless. And the reason why is because it can lead to the dark side. You know, the Force acts on your emotions. So if you're feeling angry, you really have to pull a lid on it, or it could influence your actions. So if you noticed, when Hayden's playing Anakin, he sounds more like this because he's playing a man who's been indoctrinated and has to keep everything in control. But as he becomes angry at times, like when he slaughters the Tuskens, or when he becomes Vader, you'll notice he sounds more, you know, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. Like that's like he's talking in a manner more akin to James Earl Jones, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's part of it. You know what's funny? Oh, hang on, let me read these comments. Let me see. It's awesome that Ian McDiarmid has been voicing Palpatine in the animation now. Yes, it is. It is. I find it weird though that he's. I don't know how to put this in the nicest way. I like seeing Ian McDiarmid in Star Wars, but I don't know. It's like when it comes to animated Palpatine, I kind of wish. I don't know. I kind of want to sometimes see a bit of Sam Witwer in there as well, because I don't know. It's having in the Clone Wars having Ian Abercrombie voice him was great because. That's just like another side to Palpatine, another voice, and it works so well. You have this nice, frail old man. You seem agitated. You know, it was like really... He was Anakin's mentor. And then when Tim Curry had to step up, when dear Abercrombie passed away, when Tim Curry took the mantle, I wasn't really a fan of his Palpatine, but I loved his Sidious. That was more, you know, this guy wants to rule the galaxy, and things like that. So I loved that, you know, there were different sides and voices to Palpatine. And and then we had Sam Witwer at the start of Star Wars Rebels, and we had Ian McDiarmid at the end. So, I don't know, having Ian McDiarmid, like, more, like, again and again and again now, I just feel like it's sort of, it makes the voice almost... I don't know, stale, maybe. Like I love the variety. I like the variety in Palpatine's voice. I didn't mind Ian's voice in Tales of the Jedi, because to me that short scene with him was like a nice bridge between his Palpatine and. Ian Abercrombie's, the two Ians, you know, the two Ians that played Palpatine. I thought that was a nice bridge, and what I think should have happened in the Bad Batch is we should have seen perhaps there could have been a bit of Sam Witwer and a bit of Ian sort of mixed together. I don't know. Ian in the Bad Batch sounds really like the Emperor now. Like the episode 6 Emperor rather than the Revenge of the Sith newly formed Emperor. So I don't know. But anyway, I suppose it's because I keep seeing Ian again and again. It's not a surprise to me anymore. You know, it was nice to see him in Kenobi, and then we saw him again in Tales of the Jedi, and now again in the Bad Batch. And it's like, are other people gonna be given the chance to be a caretaker to that voice? That's all I want, you know. I just want a bit of keep it fresh, you know. But anyway, I understand why they did it. It was for authenticity, and also Ian's great. Ryan Golden VO said something interesting to me is that both Ian and James have their stage careers that are often overlooked by Star Wars fans. I implore anyone who likes their work in Star Wars to check out their stage work. I've not seen James Arnold Taylor's stage work, so I'd be very interested. I didn't know he was a thespian, so that's great. I'll look into that. Devon Hassan says, replies saying, Ryan, despite you're not using Discord anymore, it would be cool to see you in Story's Discord server. You'd see a lot of content and fan edits you would love. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, but listen, I respect why Ryan has got rid of Discord, because I, this year, got rid of Facebook. I got rid of Facebook because I was just sick of having, like, a digital, you know, like, I hate the whole politics of Facebook, you know, like, someone sends you a friend request, and then if you don't want to accept them, you've got to, you know, but, like, if you meet someone at work and they instantly add you, to me, that's like, well, I don't know you enough to you know, I don't know, I just hate that conversation. So sod it, I got rid of it. Sod Facebook. It's not for me. I like my privacy, which is why usually I never show my face. So I get, well, you know, Discord's not for everyone. Let's see, and it's I've just read your comment, Ryan. It's to boost your mental and physical health. That's exactly the same with me and Facebook. I was keeping it for the wrong reasons. So I feel tons better now that I've got rid of it. It's liberating, I got to admit. Oh, okay. So Clay thinks Hayden shows more natural and emotion when voicing Anakin now. Look at the sparring sessions in Kenobi during the flashback. He's showing much more natural emotion, and his voice even sounds deeper because of his age now. Yes, that to me as a fan editor needed a slight fix. And it's funny, there are so many different YouTubers who've done it. I didn't even have to bother. There are some who have de-aged Hayden during that scene, because that was awkward, seeing a 40-year-old man playing a 19-year-old, and even in the show tried to de-age him already, but Darth Pork did a tremendous job de-aging him, but then someone else raised his pitch, which helped big time. So but again, he used more natural emotion and things like that. I agree, but also this leads back into my previous comment. You have to remember that during that fight, he was doing the wrong thing. He was tapping into his darker impulses, and even though it got him a short-term victory, he ultimately lost that duel. But it's him giving into his emotion, and everyone even says, mind your emotions, Anakin. But what I loved about that duel was the faces Hayden made. Those faces were very Vader. When he was like, when he grit his teeth or strained his face, you can just imagine that's how Vader looked under the mask. So it's really intriguing. I love it. In character, it's probably because Anakin was told to suppress all his emotions, so when they come out, they're raw and different than his normal, rather than monotone performance. Very 0 to 100. Yes, I completely agree. In his single scene during Kenobi, he sounds like he's still trying to put on the nice old man persona. His voice sounds more like his Chancellor Palpatine than his Sidious voice. Sorry, you're talking about Palpatine. Yeah, he is. He sounds like the old kind mentor that Vader has. Before he, I want to make I need to do an edit. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry, I missed your comment. That's what it is. Ryan says, I think with Anakin, he spoke in a narrow inflection simply because Hayden needed to match Vader a bit more. Just with his emotion extreme styled up. Sure. Yeah, no, I get that, man. I get that. Ryan, am I remembering correctly? Do you do a Ian McDiarmid Palpatine? I never got that answer. Can you do Ian? Is that because you're very self-aware, so you would tell me whether you can actually do a character or if you're not capable. But if you can, then I may have a job for you. Good. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, I love Ian McDiarmid. But as a fan of and as my headcanon, one of the most things, one thing I'm really working on, and I can't wait to get to you guys, is I'm going to start doing these hybrid dubs where one character fades and a new one enters. Basically, I think if two characters sound similar but different, their voices should be combined for future projects, and that way it's like, I don't know, it's it's kind of like a nice tribute. So, like, for instance, in my book, Count Dooku did sound like both Christopher Lee and Corey Burton, definitely. And I love Corey. You know what? Yeah, I love Corey Burton's voice, especially in Tales of the Jedi. That I would love to see a combined version. Yes. Okay, Ryan. Well, I'll email you, my friend. I'll email you with some specific instructions, and you let me know what you're thinking. But that'd be cool. Kill him, Lord Vader. There are so many Palpatine voices. You know what's funny? In my micro series edits, I'm actually having 2 voice actors for Palpatine. I'm having the original, who is what's he called? He's done so many. He's done so many scripts. Sorry, he's done so many Palpatines. His name is oh, I forget. Who's the guy who voiced Kyle Katarn? I can't remember. His name is... I'm going to get to it. His name is... Nick Jameson. Nick Jameson. Yes. Nick Jameson does a pretty good Palpatine, and I think he can do a pretty good Sidious as well. And he can do a good Emperor Palpatine, but for the micro series, he doesn't. I don't like his Sidious voice because it like. I'm trying to. How do I phrase this? Palpatine doesn't put on 2 voices when he's either Palpatine or Sidious. He may talk slightly differently, but it's not like a glaringly obvious change in character. It's not like Anakin and Vader. So, but in the micro series, the Sidious persona, and I get why he's done it. It's a kids' TV show, and you want to make the characters sound different to each other. But in the micro series, Sidious sounds just like a plain old villain, and I don't like it. Like Palpatine refers to Anakin as yes, and young Skywalker as well. I suggest we give him special command of our forces. His exceptional skills. He sounds really good as Palpatine. But Sidious, he's kind of like, a young Jedi named Anakin Skywalker. You will find him and eliminate him. And it's like, it's not really, Palpatine was never about that. So I've redubbed Sidious's voice for the micro series in a voice that sounds like both Ian McDiarmid and Sam Witwer combined, which to me is better than having just an Ian sound alike or a Sam sound alike. It's right in the middle, beautiful, right in the middle. Clay Decker says he doesn't know why they continue to use Nick Jameson as Palpatine in the 90s and early 2000s. He sounds absolutely terrible as Darth Sidious. Yeah, I don't know if I'm being mistaken. I don't know if Nick does a lot of other Star Wars stuff. I think Nick does a lot of sound effects for Star Wars. I think this is pre Matthew Wood's involvement, but he did a lot of droid voices and things like that. So I think he was just around for a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And I suppose for the video games, they probably just said, "Hey, can you give us a Palpatine?" It's probably cost effective. You can do a good Palpatine. His Sidious is okay and other things, but in the micro series, not so much. Let's see. That would be another interesting video. Ryan voicing both James and Ian Sidious when Starkiller is literally... Oh, yes. So maybe that's the point, Ryan. Maybe we can discuss how much it would cost me to to redub, Vader's and Palpatine's lines. Oh, okay. Ryan. Can I hazard a guess? Oh, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about. I did a Darth Maul fan edit, and I used like the best Maul voice. I can't pronounce his name. let's see. Yeah, fear is my ally. Yeah, was it the guy called? Oh no, that's the old one. Sorry, my bad. Hang on. Let's see if you can find him. I'll see if I can find him. Tone poem, Mole. Yes, is it this guy? Let's see. Is his name Sonam Burke, by any chance? Is that your Star Killer Insidious guy? Because Sonam Burke does a phenomenal Darth Maul, Sam Witwer Darth Maul. So I would assume you're talking about him, and if you're not talking about him, A, I want to hear this other guy, but B, you got to check out Sonam Burke. There's a really cool Darth Maul demo reel, actually. Let's listen.
It's liberated me from imprisonment by Sidious and his apprentice. At the time, I thought Dooku was an old fool, but now I see he and I are the same. One step behind. The dark side has never been stronger.
Yeah, this guy's phenomenal. He's done really good work for me. He did the "Fear is my ally" poem. I wanted to do a Sam Witwer version, so listen to this.
Fear attracts the fearful, the strong, the weak, the innocent, the corrupt. Fear is my ally.
I thought that he did a pretty good job.
What fun! What fun!
What's funny is that was just sort of like that last line wasn't even meant to be in the final cut, but I thought it was kind of funny that I left it during the credits. Oh, there's a guy. Well, here's the thing. I see a bunch of different YouTube channels upload these videos of like Anakin versus Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars styled animation. So it's hard to know who the original source is, but I think it might be a channel called. What I see, there's one called High Ground Animations. I'm not sure if it's them or if it's Bananakin Animations or Bananakin Studios or Bananakin Productions, whatever it's called. But yeah, there's some guy working on some really cool Anakin versus Obi-Wan Dave Filoni style videos, like the Battle of Mustafar, the duel of the Battle of the Heroes, that's the one. So that's worth keeping an eye on. It looks epic. I would love to see that. Again, Claire, your comment about Peter Serafinowicz voicing Maul. This is what I'm a big fan of. I think if two iconic people voice the same character, there should be a sort of overlap to sort of pass the torch, because they've done this before when Ian Abercrombie died. When what's his name? When Tim Curry became Darth Sidious, they didn't just shoot a new episode with a new voice. You hear Maul asks Sidious to spare him, and Ian Abercrombie goes, "There is no mercy," and then it cuts to Tim Curry's voice going, "Do not worry, I'm not going to kill you. I have other uses for you." And then it cuts back to Ian Abercrombie doing his laugh, and it works. I didn't know for ages that I just witnessed two voice actors. You know, it was so subtle and flowed so smoothly, and that's what I want. I want this with other things. Let's see. Yeah. So I want to see that in other things. I want to see in live action. I want to see a live action clone with D. Bradley Baker's voice. That's what I want. Because again, that just moves over a plot hole. I want to see. We've already got Hayden sounding more like Matt Lantner. Now we got to see the other side. We got to see Matt Lantner's Anakin sounding a lot like Hayden. In one, like in any clip or flashback or something. Actually, mind you, they kind of did that in the Clone Wars Season 7. In the Clone Wars Season 7, when Ahsoka's sensing Anakin's betrayal and the arrest at Palpatine's office, they used Hayden's voice, going like, I need him. It's like, it's not the Jedi way. He must, yeah, I wager they used Hayden's voice because you have more emotion and it sounded somewhat more similar to Matt. And then they used Matt to, at the end. So they didn't get rid of Matt entirely, because instead of Hayden, it's now Matt that says, what have I done? And it's great. So that's what I want. More crossover, more voice combinations and things like that. I look forward. I can't wait. So that's what I want. I want to see both clone voices sharing the same screen. I want to see the passover between both Anakins. It's kind of bittersweet. In Tales of the Jedi, you've got Corey Burton's Dooku speaking alongside Ian McDiarmid, but then you've got Ian Abercrombie speaking alongside Sir Christopher Lee in the Clone Wars movie, and then of course Sir Christopher Lee and Ian McDiarmid have acted together on stage. So yeah, it's like all Dooku's and Palpatines, well, out of those four, met each other and shared a space. Quite nice. Ben Solo is just joined the chat. Ben Solo just said, my parents, Han and Leia, are still alive and married for almost three long decades together. That's nice. Is this like is this pre The Force Awakens, or is this an alternate world where The Force Awakens never occurred? That's what I want to know. Ben, don't fall to the dark side, buddy. It's not worth it. Listen, if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night and your Uncle Luke is stood above you holding a green lightsaber with a weird look on his face, just don't think anything of it. Just go back to sleep. I'm sure it'll be fine. He's got nothing but the best intentions. Let's see. How long have I been live for? It won't tell me. Why would it tell me? Is my screen too short? Why would it tell me how long I've been it won't tell me how long I've been streaming for. This is insane. Let me see. Unbelievable. It won't tell me how long I've been online. Oh, there it is. So this was only meant to be a half an hour thing, but we've done... What have we done? We've done an hour and 15. Let's see here. Just listening to the music. The music's weird, man. I just found some royalty-free, like, sci-fi synth music. But, that's what I need to do from now on. Just more and more music. Just to give it a bit of edge. But, you know what? I might hit the hay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hit the hay. This was more than half an hour, and I've had a great time. It's been good speaking to you guys. Yeah. I'm going to share a link to the Discord. Although actually no, sod it. You guys know. You guys are in the Discord. No, it's good speaking to you, you fellas. Yeah. I've yeah. I'm gonna go, my friends. I think because otherwise I'll be on this thing indefinitely, and I won't know when to call it quits. I'm just gonna give some quick shout outs. Actually, the channels that I recommend. The channels that I recommend people subscribe to. First and foremost, Ryan Golden VO. If you want to sound, if you want to hear the most amazing sounding Darth Vader, that's your guy. Ryan Golden VO. Subscribe to him. Weird Pigeon Productions. That's another guy you should subscribe to. He's quite. He does these videos about all the different props and things from Star Wars and how they're subtly different, like how the costumes have evolved and how Vader's mask has evolved and how the Stormtrooper helmets have evolved. That kind of thing. That's worth looking at. Doodoo Film. Doodoo Film, D-U-D-U, that's how you spell it. He does these amazing Star Wars tributes. That's how I've actually, like, if you've probably seen his video. If you type in Darth Plagueis, the chances are his video will be top because he's made like the top tribute video to Darth Plagueis, and it really makes you appreciate the Sith and everything. So check him out, and if you do, tell him, you know. Tell him Star Wars Story sent you, because I'm always trying to collaborate with new people. So, whatever channel I recommend, put in the comments that I sent you. You know, because I wanna meet these people. Damn it. Who else? Vito. Vito's a very funny YouTuber who complains about things. You know, so even if you disagree with his points, he's quite comical in his rants. What he does isn't strictly Star Wars, but he has done a load of Star Wars essays, which are quite entertaining. What else? Crimson Mall, subscribe to him. Darth Porg, subscribe to him. I think, and you know, and subscribe to me with notifications on. You know, hit that bell icon because my uploads are completely random. Look at that. Cinema Sins just uploaded everything wrong with the entire Infinity War saga, phase 3.2. An hour and 57-minute video. Excellent. Cool. Anyway, yeah, on that note, my friends, I will love you and leave you. I appreciate all your support, as always. You guys are amazing. Oh, I missed your last comment about the 2D Darth Sidious. Did you? Nah, did I now? When they had Darth Sidious in the 2D Clone Wars, he looks like he's already wrinkled and messed up. But when he's Palpatine, he looks normal. It was very interesting. Oh, you know what? That's interesting because obviously one of the things my fan edit focuses on is continuity, right? So I checked out his teeth when he's Palpatine rather than Sidious, and if I'm not mistaken, I think his teeth are fixed. Let me just have a look. Star Wars Micro Series. That's a fantastic observation. I have thought this before. Yeah, I think the lines on his cheeks are fine because I think both characters have that. Have a look. Actually, I think his teeth are okay. Yeah, so his teeth are fine as Palpatine. So therefore, they have to be as Sidious. Actually, to be fair, I think Sidious should be less ugly anyway because, you know, he's not deformed yet. We don't want to give off that vibe that he looks wrong, you know. Devon says it would be interesting if Matt Lucas from the prequel games and Clone Wars microseries in the 3D show and vice versa for Matt Landner. Well, that's what I'm trying to do for the microseries. I want to bridge the sort of transition between sort of Hayden to Matt to back to Hayden, if that makes sense. So Yeah, I'm trying to sort of make the best of both worlds, really. That's a fantastic observation regarding the Palpatine and Sidious's faces. I will look into that. I did already have like a personal note about his teeth, but I need to start writing these down on my like like on my cliff notes or something. But yeah, that is a fantastic point. Well done. Yes, I've got some things I'm working on. Anyway, on that note, my friends, oh, you know what, sod it. I've been on for an hour and 21 minutes. Let's round it up to an hour and a half and we'll call it there. So the final 9 minutes, I think. The final 9 minutes of this conversation. Just give me 1 second. If anyone's got any final questions, you let me know. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find something. Hang on. I've eaten so much crap today, man. I need to start jogging or something. There you go, my medication. Always, guys, you got to look after your mental health. I've got like problems up the wazoo, but you know what? Recently, I've stopped drinking, and you know what? I'm not going to pretend I was an alcoholic. I was the opposite. I fucking hated drinking, but I was always. It gave me such severe anxiety, and it was giving me such like intrusive thoughts and things. But I was always afraid to tell my friends because everything we do revolves around drinking. But I got to tell you, I completely underestimated them. I didn't give them enough credit. I was expecting like protests or an argument, but I had the opposite. I had complete support, and they support my sobriety, and the reason why is because they know that otherwise it's a risk to my health and well-being, and that's so. All I don't mean to become heavy, but having these conversations should be totally normalized. It shouldn't be like a coming out discussion or put on a pedestal. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be its own upload or anything. So just look after yourselves, and if you're going through stuff, talk to somebody, talk to your friends, get it off your chest. You'll be amazed at how people may respond. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Shapeshifter does an amazing Matt Lucas impression. I'm sure he does. Although I found a guy who does a pretty good Hayden. Although I haven't spoken to him for a while, so I hope he hasn't dropped off, because he does the best Hayden I've ever heard. And as much as Matt Lucas's voice was great, his was like a version of Hayden's. His sounds more like a parody of Hayden's. Whilst I'd rather have a Hayden and then a Matt Lucas. So there's that. There's a few people who do good Anakin voices. Concordia Jedi does a good Matt Lucas and Matt Lantner. He does really good. Hang on. In fact, Concordia Jedi is voicing Sidious in the Micro series, because he does a good sort of Imp Diamond. He does a good Sam Witwer in Diamond kind of thing. It's been a while since I've uploaded any micro series stuff, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just show his dub or something. That's what I need to do. I'm so behind, man. I'm so behind in all my edits. I need to catch up big time. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe just under an hour and a half. I'll call it. But guys, I appreciate all your support. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best. I may do a Discord video tomorrow briefly. Yeah, I used to do it weekly. with updates to the micro series. But obviously, some things take longer now, and with less things to show them, I don't want to just ramble each week. I'd rather say, look, guys, I've got nothing this week. Come back in a couple of weeks, and I'll have something more substantial. So yeah, we'll have to see. It depends. But yeah, no, the world, the internet, especially YouTube. It's an oyster full of great voice talents. Potentials for my micro series. I think I would like to explore more actresses who can do Ahsoka. I've got somebody who sounds very good, who's voiced Ahsoka in my teaser trailer. She did a good job, but again, it's good to have backups. So if anyone knows any good Ahsoka sound-alikes, yeah, I would. That's what I need to look for. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go. I don't think I could. I don't think I can solve. I can't juggle this this live stream for another 3 minutes. I'm running out of things to say, man. It's hard, It's so hard. Like, there's a reason I'm not a radio DJ, It's but there are some things. Yeah, the micro series, man. I just want it out now. I just want it out so everyone can be happy. But once that's going to be my swan song. This channel's swan song is this micro edit. Part of the fun, I must say, even for these short uploads, is the thumbnails. I really enjoy the colourful thumbnails. They're the most interesting of my videos. They look like, like the new tactical droid video I uploaded for the micro series. I like just the vibrancy of those thumbnails. The same goes for the Matt Lantner dub or the Princely Char, or just things like that. I enjoy. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting, Ryan. Ryan can do a much better Sidious than Palpatine. Yeah, it's interesting because actually not a lot of people do Sidious's voice. Like, they either do Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine, but nobody ever does like pre-Episode 3 Sidious's voice, like Ian did in Tales of the Jedi and things like that. So it's worth, yeah, no, definitely. Ryan, you need to upload. You need to upload more, my friend. You need to. Let me have a peek. I want to see if you've done Sidious because. Let's see, Ryan Golden VO. If you haven't done Sidious in your voice, yeah, you haven't. You need to, my friend. Oh no, you have, haven't you? The Emperor arrived. Let's have a listen. Hang on. Let me see. Let me just put the other video on silent. Oh, great. Great. So I'm going to get flagged now for copyright. Let's have a listen.
Rise, my friend.
That's pretty good.
The Death Star will be completed on schedule. You have done well, Lord Vader. And now I sense you wish to continue your search for young Skywalker.
That's pretty good.
Yes, my master. Patience, my friend.
Wow.
He will seek you out. And when he does, you must bring him before me. He has grown strong. Only together can we turn him to the dark side of the Force. As you wish. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
That was I like the laugh at the end because that gave me a sort of like Vincent Price thriller thing going on. The laugh is very hard to replicate, I must say, but that was yeah phenomenal, dude. I forgot you do how great your Sidious was. Let's see. Oh look, he's even promoting his rates. Last time he recorded for me, it was $2 per line or per 15 words. However, I've upped my rates to six per line. You know, adding to that, Story is more than welcome to keep my original rates if he needs to. Since he's my legacy client. Well, you know what, Ryan? I always try and do right. I always try and do right by my. I don't want to say employees because that sounds me, but you know what I mean. Like like I usually let whoever I work with set the rates, whether it's my digital artist or my thing. So I'm sure we'll find compromises, my friend. No, definitely. But that's really kind of you. But yeah, that is awesome, Ryan. Awesome voice acting indeed. I do have something in mind, which I'll probably email you either tonight or tomorrow. But there you go. Ryan, talented as always, my friend. You're going to make it big. You know what you'll have to do, Ryan? You'll have to create a business card for me to print out. And if I go to this Star Wars celebration thing in London, I could give it out and say this guy is the most superb Vader you'll ever hear in your life. And we need to get you out there, man. I want you to be the next Vader. That's my dream for you. And also, I was going to say something else then, damn it. What else was I going to say? I was thinking about celebration. Oh, that's the other thing, Ryan. Have you ever considered signing up on Fiverr? There's some people on Fiverr that do Darth Vader impressions, and they're nothing compared to you. And I've wasted money on them, and for that Rogue One I did. They just some of them are good, but they weren't quite you, you know. But anyway, we'll talk about this, that, and the other. But my friends, thank you so much. You have been amazing for putting up for me for 11 years. I'm not really a live streamer usually, but it's nice to do it every now